Okay, you guys, we're 1 week away from the official opening of Galaxy's Edge in Disney World, and we have got everything you need to know before you go to Batuu. Let's get started. Oh, I am so excited. I have not been on Batuu since I was in Disneyland in May, and I can't wait to go again. We've been lucky enough to get a peek inside that land in Disney World. We've had a few reporters in there for different previews, and we're gonna round up the things you need to know before you go to Batuu in Walt Disney World. So here's what we've learned from the Disneyland opening, what things are different in Walt Disney World, and our recommendations for August 29th and beyond. Okay, so what's different between Walt Disney World and Disneyland's Black Spire Outpost? Not a whole lot. You guys know the blueprints for both lands were completely identical. There's maybe a couple little color changes on a couple of the buildings, and there's a few slight differences in signage here and there, but really the biggest differences that we were able to find are the menus. Now, menus are almost identical at the dining locations, but Disney World, because Hollywood Studios is not a dry park, they are able to introduce alcohol at a lot more locations than Disneyland was really able to do. So in the Disney World Galaxy's Edge, you can find alcohol pretty much everywhere. So we've got a bunch of new drinks and even an alcoholic provision, whatever that means, to share with you today. So Disney World has a little more leniency there. So in addition to the cocktails you'll find at Oga's Cantina, where there are actually a few new items we're going to tell you about, you can also pick up cocktails and beer at every food stand in Disney World's Galaxy's Edge, including the milk stand. So just like in Disneyland, Oga's Cantina has a 45-minute time limit and 2 beverages per person max. DJ Rex is still spinning the tunes, and the decor and pre-mixed drinks are overall nearly identical. But Disney World has its very own alcoholic provision called the Rodian Ration. It's $13.50, and we haven't seen it yet on the Disneyland menu. Now, this consists of Tito's handmade vodka, De Kuyper Pucker sour apple, green apple Sprite, boba balls, and that popping candy there. So we did try this one. It's basically the same thing. It's Jell-O, except it is alcoholic Jell-O. So this is your Black Spire Outpost Jell-O shot, my friends. So this one's kind of weird, kind of interesting with the different textures with the boba and the popping candy and the Jell-O, but still good. It's got sort of that sour apple flavor, of course, so it's going to have that acidic thing going on. But it's good, it's fine. $13.50, probably a little expensive for what you get, but I think everything in Galaxy's Edge is a little expensive for what you get, so get used to it if you're going to Batuu. We also spotted a change to the Batuu Bits snack at Oga's Cantina. Oh, first of all, they didn't even have Batuu Bits when Oga's first opened over there at Disney World, but now at the Disney World location, they are served with a garlicky chermoula dip. So this was a definite improvement over the Disneyland version that doesn't currently have that dip, but we will update you if that changes. Now, in Disney World, several drinks do cost $1 more than their Disneyland counterparts, and there was some color variation between the coast's drinks as well. But overall, a very similar experience at Oga's in both places. So keep in mind you can and should make a reservation for the cantina, and we'll share more about that in a bit. Now over at Ronto Roasters, you're going to be able to order a Coruscant Cooler. So this orangey pink drink is made up of Maker's Mark Bourbon, Luxardo Maraschino Liqueur, Carpano Antica Sweet Vermouth, Cranberry, and Lime Juice. Now this tastes kind of like an old-fashioned, but more like an old-fashioned that was made by a droid who maybe didn't know how to make an old-fashioned. So we didn't love it, but it was okay. Definitely an interesting drink to try, but probably not a second time for us. Now this took the place of the Milo Run juice that is offered at Ronto Roasters in Disneyland. So you won't find the Milo Run juice on the menu at Ronto Roasters in Disney World. You'll only find that cooler. Now at Docking Bay 7, you can grab the Takodana Quencher, which consists of Bacardi, Dragonberry Rum, Blue Curacao, Simply Orange Juice, Pineapple, and Kiwi. Now this one is replacing the Fatro drink that is available at Disneyland's Docking Bay 7 that you won't find in Disney World's Docking Bay 7. And the Babucha tea is available at Disneyland's Docking Bay 7, but this one is replaced in Disney World by the non-alcoholic sour Sarlacc, which is located at Disneyland's Ronto Roasters instead. So you're going to find the sour Sarlacc and the Takodana Quencher at Disney World's Docking Bay 7. Now, both counter service locations are also serving up Galaxy's Edge exclusive beers. The Trandoshan Ale appears to be unique to this Ronto Roasters. It isn't listed on the Oga's menu either. So you're not going to find the same beers everywhere, but you are going to find some unique beers at all the locations. And finally, the Boozy Blue and Green Milk. So the blue milk gets the addition of Bacardi rum, while the green is spiked with Corazon Blanco tequila. Now, the liquor definitely helps to punch it up a bit, but these rice and coconut milk slushes still haven't made their way to the top of our must-get list on Batuu. We still don't love them, but the alcohol makes them a little bit better. And you'll find those over at the milk stand, which is over near the first order area. Now let's talk about those reservations. So, Oga's Cantina, Droid Depot, and Savi's Workshop are all available to be reserved 180 days in advance in Walt Disney World. And if you want your very own lightsaber or drink at the Cantina, you'd better make those reservations ASAP because spaces are super limited. So at Savi's Workshop, the experience costs $199.99 plus tax per builder, and you must provide a credit card guarantee when you make your reservation. So if you need to cancel your reservation, which is non-transferable, you must do so at least 1 day in advance, or you'll be charged the full amount. Note that you and up to one guest may arrive no earlier than 15 minutes prior to your reservation time slot, and that late arrivals may not be accommodated. Over at Oga's Cantina, in addition to the time and drink limits, seating is not guaranteed, so a lot of the space is standing room at high top tables or the bar, and smaller parties may be sat together, and large parties may be split up. Also, as with other advanced dining reservations at Disney World, if you need to cancel your reservation, you must do so at least 1 day prior to avoid the $10 per person cancellation fee. Now over at Droid Depot, this experience costs $99.99 plus tax per builder, and each builder may bring up to 1 guest. Now reservations are non-transferable here as well, and you must cancel at least 1 day in advance or you'll be charged the full cost of the Droid build. Okay, if you want to do and see it all, we have got the plan for you. So Disneyland has not been very crowded nearly all summer, which means the land has rarely hit capacity. Although they do have a great system in place to manage crowds. It's the boarding pass system, and this may go into effect in Disney World as well. So if it does, here's how it works. If the land is at capacity, you can join a boarding group via the My Disney Experience app. And once crowds thin out, they'll begin letting boarding groups in. In Disneyland, once your group is called, you have 2 hours to enter the land, and to get on a boarding group, you must be in the park. So we'll see if Disney World operates the same way if they do the boarding pass system. Now, while Droid Depot may be a bit easier to get a walk-up reservation for, the extremely limited capacity for both Savi's and Oga's Cantina make walk-up availability very unlikely in those 2 locations. So if you want to experience either of those, you must get a reservation. Droid Depot could be a little easier, but why not just lock in a reservation for that as well? Now, if you have reservations locked down for those experiences, you're pretty much in the clear. If you weren't so lucky, we recommend checking back often, including the day of, to see if there have been any last-minute cancellations or no-shows. Now, let's talk Millennium Falcon really quickly. Keep in mind there's no Fastpass for Millennium Falcon at the moment. You will have to wait in the standby line. But the good news is that this ride has a single rider line. Now, we recommend taking the regular standby line at least once because the theming and Imagineering here is really, really great. And there are so many details and unbelievable animatronics. And you won't see any of it if you do the single rider line, including all the pre-show stuff. All lines do, however, end up in the waiting area with the holo chest table, so you don't have to miss that photo op. Since the land only holds a limited capacity and Disneyland has been keeping that capacity very manageable, lines for Millennium Falcon haven't been obscenely long. In Disneyland, we haven't really seen waits over 180 minutes, and hopefully Disney World will have the same good luck. You should also try to get the pilot position at least once at the Millennium Falcon. It's the best, hands down, and the best method to secure that spot is to be one of the first 2 people receiving assignments in your group of 6, because they usually hand out the cards in order with the 2 pilot positions being 1 and 2. Now, you can barter positions in the next room with that holo chest table, but we're pretty sure no one's going to want to give up that pilot position, so unless you get that card in your hand to begin with, you're probably not going to be able to get it once you get into the bartering room. Okay, let's talk food. There are no table service meals in Galaxy's Edge, so you won't have to plan out the time needed for a full sit-down meal, but lines for the quick service locations can get long, especially during typical dining times. So you'll want to use mobile order if it's available to cut down on time spent in line. Mobile order may be available for Ronto Roasters and Docking Bay 7, so definitely check that out on your My Disney Experience app. and see if it's available when you're there. Now, menus are nearly identical to those in Disneyland, like we said, except for those extra alcoholic drinks. And overall, we found the food in Galaxy's Edge to be a little lackluster, but there are a few strong points. So check out our video from the Disneyland Galaxy's Edge opening to see some of our favorites over there. Now, shops. Let's talk about shops. They will likely have lines. So Doc-Ondar's Den of Antiquities will probably have a line to get in, as it's a relatively small store that gets packed pretty quickly. It does sell a lot of the things that people want on Galaxy's Edge. So even if you're not planning on buying a holocron cube or a legacy lightsaber, this shop is still worth a visit because the design is incredible and you'll spot some fun hidden details like the Ark of the Covenant up on the second floor of the shop. And if there's a certain souvenir you've got your heart set on, do not wait to buy it anywhere in Galaxy's Edge. Some items sold out super fast in Disneyland, like those metal gift cards, loft cats, Jabba plushes, and Kyber crystals. So if you guys have something you know you want to get, grab it first. Okay, time to talk about that Play Disney Parks app. So don't forget to download that Play Disney Parks app before you head to Galaxy's Edge. This app will allow you to interact and experience the land in an all-new way. This is how you build your reputation when exploring Black Spire Outpost. You'll be able to translate galactic languages, discover cargo and goods as you scan objects throughout the land, hack devices, including the Millennium Falcon, and tune in to clandestine communications. So this is a really fun sort of multiplayer situation that you can build your own profile, get special costumes in the game, and do all kinds of cool stuff. So it's really, really fun to use that Play Disney Parks app. Even if the land itself is crowded, Millennium Falcon line super long, can't get into Oga's, I could still spend hours playing with the app when I'm in Galaxy's Edge. It's really fun. All right, characters. If you want to meet the characters, you'll need to keep your eyes peeled. There's no official meet and greet or set times for characters because you are on Batuu, and those characters are residents of Batuu. So they are going about their regular day. They're all over the place. Rey is usually going to be found over near the Resistance area because she's a spy, essentially. Or at least she's supposed to be laying low because the First Order really is in control of this area. Chewie's likely going to be over there as well, working on some of the ships. Kylo Ren is going to be over in the First Order area most of the time, along with his stormtroopers, and Vi Marati is going to be wandering throughout the land. Want more details on where to find those characters, the lowdown on the Galaxy's Edge lingo, of which there is a lot, and just how many galactic credits you should bring with you? Check out our Galaxy's Edge in Disney World What You Need to Know video that we made a couple of weeks ago. That one's going to have even more information and details for you. Now, outside of Galaxy's Edge here next week, Hollywood Studios will be hosting a second show of Fantasmic during Labor Day weekend. This is the Galaxy's Edge opening weekend, so you'll be able to catch the show at 8:30 or 10 from August 29th to September 2nd. Disney World is also offering extra magic hours to try to accommodate the Galaxy's Edge crowds that are anticipated at Hollywood Studios and across the rest of Disney World Resort. These extra magic hours will take place September 1st through November 2nd, 2019, and during this time, Hollywood Studios will open to resort guests, people staying at Disney's resort hotels, from 6 to 9 a.m. every day, and Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom will each open for extra magic hours for 1 hour every morning during this time frame. The Food and Wine Festival begins the same day as Galaxy's Edge officially opens and runs through November 23rd, so expect large crowds everywhere at Disney World. Also keep the festival in mind if galactic eats aren't really your thing. Epcot's a quick boat ride away from Hollywood Studios, and we guarantee the Food and Wine Festival is going to be a great place to go. If you guys are headed to the Food and Wine Festival, go over to dfbstore.com and pick up our DFB guide to the 2019 Epcot Food and Wine Festival. It's our best seller. We get lots of great comments about it, and it's a great way to be introduced to the festival, as well as a great planning tool for the festival, even if you've been before. Now, there will be special character meet and greets, food options, and pass holder exclusive events happening in Epcot and Animal Kingdom for the weekend of the Galaxy's Edge opening. So this is Disney's way of trying to lure locals to other parks that weekend. So read up on those at Disney Food Blog and stay tuned for more announcements by signing up for the Disney Food Blog newsletter over on our website. So there is even more of what you need to know. Don't forget to watch our Galaxy's Edge Disneyland review video and our What You Need to Know for Galaxy's Edge in Disney World video. So we've got all the info that you need if you're headed to Disney World Galaxy's Edge here in the next few months. Thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for watching. We can't wait to hear about your experiences on Batuu. Let us know your Black Spire Outpost anecdotes in the comments. We'd love to get your feedback, and also any details you have to share with our subscribers and our viewers will be super helpful as well. We all learn from each other in the comments, so that's beneficial. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.